My name is Dan Whitney, and I'm president of Camp Attitude, Oregon. At the end of 2000, I broke my neck. When I did that, I was paralyzed from the neck down. While I was in the hospital, I had no idea what was going to come. I didn't know if I'd ever move below my neck again. It was just a whole new normal. And my kids knew it was, Dad was going to be different from now on. And my wife just supported me the whole way. During that time, I met a guy that had the idea for this camp up here. At that point, I really needed to be a part of something because I knew it was going to be special. In 2005, we had 1 week. 2006, we had 3 weeks. And then from there on, it's been 8 weeks. And then we have specialized camps. Now it would be like osteoimperfecta, which is brittle bone disease. And in the future, we hope to have even more specialized camps like autism. You have the special needs child, and they are the rock stars. They're so used to being told no, no, no in so many parts of society, and them being a burden. We totally redefine normal.
In the outside world, if they have a physical disability, children are looked at differently, they're pointed at, they're not included, they're told no, that they can't participate. And on this side of the wall, kids are accepted and loved for who they are, no matter what their ability is.
It really is an amazing transformation to watch these people, because they're expecting like the other shoe to drop, for there to be some type of fee or something that goes with it. There's no cost. Everything that we do is based off of donations. We have the buddies, and the buddies are with their camper, their special needs child, from 8 a.m. until 8 p.m. And the amazing thing about that is the relationship that is built between those two.
I love coming back to Camp Attitude because I love seeing the smiles on these kids' faces, and I love seeing them be able to have fun without any judgment from anyone.
Every year I learn something new, and every week teaches me how to care for others and to be compassionate and to take time to understand the struggles that other people go through. It's so incredible getting to meet the campers and their families, and you make wonderful connections with people that last for a lifetime.
The parents come up and they actually get a respite, and they don't get that. That respite time is so critical.
As special needs parents, we're on all the time, 24/7. We live in a state of heightened attention, and to be able to come here and know that our kid is safe and happy and accepted has been truly amazing for us.
By far, my favorite thing is the talent show. These kids get up there and they do things they've never done, and the parents cannot believe what they're seeing. I mean, it's like standing ovation for them. Here's God taking special needs children and the love from this camp, and that's the buddies and everybody else that has just shown them love all week, and they feel like, hey, you know what, I can do this. God is at the center of everything that we do. People that attend don't have to be Christians. We make it known that we're a faith-based camp, but we're not here to proselytize to them. We want to do that through our actions, which is our Philippians 2:5, that we should have the same attitude as that of Christ Jesus. And so that's what we tell everybody. Don't go out there and tell people, show people. That's where God is saying, hey, I'm going to plant some seeds through you people. The ultimate goal is we're going to have some people walk out of here and feel like, hey, this is what Christians do, and this is what, more importantly, what Christ can do. And so we're not about religion, we're about relationship. And that's what's emphasized all week long.
I'm very thankful for the foundation of faith that I received here at camp. There was not one person that judged my struggle. They accepted my brokenness.
We are so happy, so at peace, just working with campers and with Camp Attitude, and we never would have imagined that our life would go that way before Dan's accident. God always has great plans.
When I broke my neck, I never asked the question why. It was what. What does God want me to do now? This is what God has given me. He's given me joy in my heart, and there's not many days where I lose that. If you're gonna pray, God, use me, be ready for the way He's going to use you, because I never dreamt that He would use a broken neck to accomplish something that He wanted to accomplish. But I'm so glad that He did it. And I'm here today to say, I'm glad that I broke my neck. I'm glad that I'm partially paralyzed. I'm thankful for that because of what has come from it.
I was born and raised in India, went to the United States for education, then began working in a church, overseeing missions, and having heard about the plight of children, orphans and street kids, I felt that it was a mandate given by God to care for orphans and widows. So we founded Little Flock in India. Flock is a place for orphans and widows. We want orphans to come and live here and know first and foremost that they are loved by God. It's also a place where we hope that they will thrive. We give them education, we give them all that they need, basic needs, and we're committed to them till the end of their education, even through career, and because this is India, and if they don't have parents or any relatives, even to get them married. It's also a place for widows where they can come and find family here. Little Flock is more than just an orphanage. It's also a place that cares about its neighbors. So it's also an outreach to the village, helping empower women. So that's when we said we need to teach them sewing and we need to teach them tailoring and jewelry making so that the women can find some means of sustaining their families. All of our labor force is from the village. And we also try to employ the Dalits because they cannot get jobs that easily. So it's a very complex culture. It's such an ancient civilization. We'll continue to provide opportunities for widows. We'll continue doing village outreach and empowering the village community. They feel completely accepted by us. They say to me, Little Flock is a life-giving place for us. They said we can't imagine our lives without what we have experienced here. I think we'd like to see our children grow up and impact the world around them. Many people have asked us, are these kids up for adoption? We said, no, we want these kids to grow up here in country and be change makers within the country. So we hope that we can have a lot of our kids educated in different fields, including government. And the other plan we have, which I also should mention, is to start a school here, which will serve not only our kids, but also the village community. So I would say Little Flock is not only a place where people come and are nurtured and loved, but we hope that all those who come to Little Flock and go out in the community will have some impact. And it has a greater impact on this community. I think if Little Flock didn't exist here, lots of people would not have jobs. Lots of these people will be on the edge of poverty, and they would also have no hope. Not only do we do tangible things for them through employment and training and everything, that it's doing things, but it's also making a difference in their spiritual climate in this village.
Prakash was started as a dream in 1961, but actually the school came into being 45 years ago. Twin Lakes came on board at the very beginning of fundraising. And so Lorna and I came on as what we were thinking would be donors, but God had a different plan. In India, a trade is only learned through the family. So if a young person is an orphan or the family is so poor that nobody could be in the trade, they are without hope. Our students come down out of poverty, and they absolutely have no hope.
When you get out in the tribal areas, you have areas with no electricity, no running water, no written language, and none of the children have ever gone to school. So you start with the basics. How do you wash your hair? How do you brush your teeth?
In India, there's not a lot of opportunity for a lower caste woman. They live day to day. Future is not a word these girls have ever even considered. The girls' school was a dream that Lorna and I had, and it's only about 10 years old.
And it's remarkable in 1 year to see the change in a girl's life. It's 100% turnaround.
When the girls come here, we strive hard to make them feel worthy. Mostly they come from the marginalized families, very poor backgrounds. They come from orphanages, they come from broken families, unimaginable conditions. They have their emotional needs, most of them have physical needs. So once they feel safe and once they feel that they are accepted, they are not looked down on, that changes them. They are mostly rejected and they are not valued as much as their brothers or the male child in the family. The very first lesson we give them is, you are special. So that touches their hearts. I see the difference in them in second year, and I cannot believe that this is the same girl that we had to work on when she entered RGI.
I was an orphan kid, I was deserted, I was lost, but the light, like a Prakash is a light, that Prakash came in my life and everything is changed. It's a real joy to work here in Prakash now. I mean, helping students to understand their life purpose. Our mission is to bring those young people who do not have a hope and teach them, give them a basic skill so that they will stand on their own feet.
The vision of Prakash Institute is to see young generation or the marginalized young people of India getting transformed in their thinking. And the training here in Prakash Institute not only will give them good skills, but help them to learn more about life, what life is and how to live this life.
We'll continue to address the needs of those who are parentless, outcast, hopeless, directionless.
The students coming to Prakash are experiencing and given love in a drastically different and almost anti-cultural way that absolutely changes their lives. They seem to get a hope for a better future that was never even in their realm of thinking. Coming in with no hope and leaving with extreme hope for a better life.
This last year was our 45th anniversary, which we celebrated at Prakash in February of 2019. The attendance was spectacular. We had former students who came and gave their testimonies, their stories.
We were just elected the top 3 schools in Maharashtra state, and that's out of maybe 1,000 or more schools.